Now, if we look there, he is like, all those things are very interesting. If there was a war, he was usually like the supreme royal. He favors magic a lot, so if you use him in rituals and you use the Irish Pantheon, he would be a good one to call on for rituals because he is, I messed up there in the one part, the 19th thing he is god of. He was actually god of um, initiations. I'm sorry, I mispronounced. I said that wrong. So he was like god of initiations. So if you're having a pagan passage or bringing someone into your coven, if you have a coven, especially if it's a male member, because he's also god of sorcerers, it's very good to use him. Um, if lightning, because basically he's, like I said, the prostate of Zeus, kind of. And he's very crafty, because we look here, there was a lot of references to building things with your hands. He was very into making things, because arts and crafts heal, using your body for everything. I mean, your mind, body, and soul basically is what he is god of. So he would be a really good one to use in a spell if you want to have your whole body, mind, and soul in it, because the aspect of him, he liked to work with his hands. He was god of martial arts, so he basically knew how to take care of his body, how to defend his body, not only magically, but also physically as well. He liked people that keeps their mind to remember things, because him being a god of historians, so, and intelligence, that makes you think about, he is really into your mind. Like, he really takes care of his mind, and he really likes to remember history. But he has a soft side as well. He is into relaxing, so he's into musicians. He heals people, but he does have his dark side as revenge, and war and stuff. But as you will see in a lot of the gods, every god, there is no such thing as black and white, first of all. And the pantheons and the pagan pantheons and stuff, there's gray. No god is pure good, no god is pure evil. So they all have that aspect to them. And he was always accompanied by two ravens and a white stag. A stag is a deal. So on that topic, let's go to his sacred animals. His sacred animals were a white stag, ravens, lions, and hounds. Now, he was always accompanied by ravens and a deer, a white deer. So if you see a white deer in nature and you're pagan and you have an outside altar, in the nature, I would feel extremely honored if you see a white stag. I would immediately thank God Lugh, because that's showing his presence there, and they are very sacred. So if you're a hunter, I would not kill a white deer. I mean, they're very sacred to him, and they all will. Ravens, not so much, but ravens represent soul. They are called the carriers of the soul. But Tactils, I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Crow. Basic, same aspect. Lions, you don't want to hear much about that, but yeah, lions and hounds. We're talking about the hound dog, the hunters. So these animals that I listed are basically hunter animals. Um, his sacred colors, he has three. It's red, yellow, and orange. His sacred element is air. His sacred Sabbath is Malbon, or this word. His associated planet is Mercury. Now let's talk about that Sabbath. Malbon is basically the pagan aspect of Thanksgiving. Um, it's thankful for the stuff that's happened in your life. It's a very renewal of the seasons. And him being, he's not an earth element, but he is an air element. Makes sense. He's in the air, I mean, lightning and stuff, and spirit. Spirit's actually the top of the pentagram, but that's a different topic. But he's a very flowing individual, and that's what usually air represents. Um, his representations is carpentry, aptitude, and a white stag. We have seen that the white stag has popped up 2 times here, so you know that it is very sacred to him. And they are beautiful animals. Anyhow, his herbs and incense is any healing herb, any sleep-inducing herb, hops, chamomile, and hemp. Now, I wouldn't recommend to anyone. It depends what state you live in. Basically, right now, California is the only state that I know of that allows marijuana usage, and hemp is marijuana. And anyhow, you could get away with it if you fought it really hard, though, of howling marijuana. I'm not saying do it. But if you're using it as ritual purposes, you are protected under religious rights to use it. Not to smoke it, but to burn it or something for him. But don't quote me 100% on that, and I'm not responsible for what you do. I personally believe that hemp helps out in a lot of ways. I've done videos on that, but that's my opinion. And hops, which is kind of funny because I've seen a lot of gods in the Irish pantheon, which makes sense because the Irish like to drink and they make a hell of a good meal. So a lot of the gods have hops as a sacred herb. And you can basically use any healing herb or sleeping inducing herb for him. His mother was goddess Danyun, goddess of the earth. And his father was goddess Denshint. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Now, we've done him in another video, earlier video of this. So if you want to know more about him, you can go back in the playlist. Hopefully, when you're watching this, I have it made, and you can look him up. He had many levels and wives. The stories say that he had like basically 4 wives here, because the stories aren't all clear. So I list them all here. And here they are. I cannot pronounce them. Interesting fact though, Bayou is actually Morgan. So here they are. And he had 2 children. I will list their names here. The second one I could not find, so I just used a symbol of the gods. Now, since we are done with him, we are done with God Lugh. He is a very interesting god, and as always, I will list a short story about him in the description. I hope you enjoyed this story and information about God Lugh, and may you all have a blessed week.